Hello everybody. It took me quite a while till I started to film myself, and now I do it because I promised I would do a video. I promised it all the time in the channel trailer, and a lot of you probably asked yourself, where are these unboxings that he promises there? So I should really make like an unboxing video, and there are great box sets. So I picked for today a box set that I got in March. I got it on an eBay auction. I got it completely sealed, but the wrapper is gone because I had birthday and I gifted it myself to my birthday, and it's very nice, so I wanted to listen to it, right? So, and the thing is, the Nat King Cole, his musical autobiography box set. And how you can see, it's like pretty big. It's kind of LP size, but there are no LPs in there, so it's like CDs, 10 of them. And let's see what it says on the back. It says, "I started out to become a jazz pianist. In the meantime, I started singing, and I sang the way I felt. And that's just the way it came out. Nat King Cole." And it says on it, "A glorious career retrospective containing 262 tracks of a 10 compact disc from 1939 to 1965. The set also includes 2 DVDs featuring the Mobile Limb Show and critically acclaimed biography Afraid of the Dog, and an 88-page book filled with rare and unseen images of the great man, including his original tour scrapbook." Woo, that sounds like a big treat, right? So, and it's called his musical autobiography, and the funny thing is, look at this. This is a book. The main thing of that thing is really a book. So it's nice and very good quality, so it's official. It's of course an official release from Universal. And I should try to a little bit to show you what is in there, in that book. So it's really from the beginning till the end. And of course it's not like the complete recordings that he did or something. This is really just like the highlights, but there are a lot of highlights in his career, right? So the beginnings, how he was pole winner again and again and again. Maybe you can see that there. And how he started out with his trio, and he became bigger and bigger. There are a lot of great photos in there, especially like how he recorded in the studio and from the studio. And I really love these photos, to be honest, because you can see with what simple technology back in the day they were recording these classics that we are still listening today to. So it's this one is a great one. Maybe you can see that. How he's in the studio, and he looks like a teenager. He looks pretty young there. This is like a lot of pages, and it, how I mentioned before, covers everything. So even his marriage, everything. Like, this thing talks about the man, and you will see, like, this thing is pretty heavy. This is why it gets harder and harder for me to carry it. There's everything in there. Album covers and of course, and which is very important. Ooh, here's a nice part with a lot of photos. It's pretty good. And it talks about the Mobile Limb Show. And it says in it, Nat had toured South America in 1959, and his trip included Brazil in April of that year, where he was feted at the President's Palace. In the same year, Cole's album Nat Canta Boleros was one of only 2 by non-Brazilian artists on the year and chart. The other was from Miss Brenda Lee. In 1960, he was back in Europe to play concerts with Quincy Jones as his opening act. What? Quincy Jones as his opening act? We could not imagine that in our days, because Quincy himself is a legend, right? And later, still, Cole returned to Great Britain in 1964. The show's title, that's finally talking about the Mobile Limb Show, the show's title was not some clever play on words, it was down to the fact that Mobil Oil Australia sponsored it, and in 1963 it was one of the most watched television shows in the country. The series had started in 1959 as the Bobby Limb Show and changed 2 years later after Mobil took over its sponsorship. So there's an entire, there are 10 discs in here and 2 DVDs. And one DVD has an entire episode of exact this show. So it's pretty nice. Go a little bit more through it. So of course it has everything you imagine. It has every CD of course listed, which you expect. It's quite, by the way, quite a pricey box set. And it says of course all the recording dates, when it was recorded, where it was recorded, who sat there and played with this man. And it's yeah, these 10 discs, there are like there are categories. So there is like, it starts like CD1 1939, so it's really beginnings, till 1943, and then it ends of course with the end of his career, when he was like pretty sick and he died soon after. And it's pretty big and pretty heavy, and I cannot hold that anymore. So forgive me, guys. And I show you now the other thing what is in that set. And this is like the thin part of it. It's where the discs are. So this is how it looks like when you open it. And the 2 white ones here, they are the DVDs with the documentary Afraid of the Dark. Which is, I saw it, it's a pretty good one, pretty well made, and got, I think, released before on DVD, so they put that in here as a bonus, which is pretty good. And then of course every one of these discs here has name. So CD1 1939 to 1943, I Like to Riff. Yes, he did. Pretty well, right? And this is how it goes through the entire box set. So, see, second one is 1943 to 1946. Straighten Up and Fly. So, yeah, I really can recommend this set, but now I talk a little bit about the costs of that thing. I had big luck. I got it on an auction and it was completely sealed. It was a completely new one, and I started to bid on it, and I was not really sure, like I not wanted to go very high on how much I would pay. So I think at the max, I said my maximum is like 35 euro. And what happened was, I was very surprised. I won that auction. But if you look on Amazon, I can just speak like right now, like for Europe, like for Germany, I would pay around 70 bucks, 70 euro that is, on this set. So I got a kind of half price, and I'm very grateful I did. It was a good deal. It was a good day when I got it. And yeah, it was released in 2015. And it's pretty heavy, how you can see. That's because of the book. And maybe I should talk a little bit more, because there are just a little bit more what is on there. So there is, of course, not just highlights. There is like his complete performance from the Jazz at the Philharmonic concert from 1944, the very first one, that is. Maybe some of you, probably a lot of you, know about Norman Grantz's concert series, Jazz at the Philharmonic. So, and on the very first concert he appeared, and I'm not sure if he appeared later. I don't want to say something wrong there, but on the very first one he appeared, and as far as I know from the 40s, there are just like these recordings with him where he played existing. So it may be in some archives, I don't know, but all what he played there is on a disc. And then the last disc 10, so from the CDs, the last disc is alternative takes, and this is very true to all the Nat King Cole fans, because a lot of that stuff is previously unreleased. So of course it's not a question when you have the complete Nat King Cole on Capitol, which is by now pretty pricey. Do you want to get it or not? I have to admit, I don't own this box set, and this is my only real good Nat King Cole box sets, besides some European public domain releases with some albums on there, and I thought I should buy that because this is like worthy, I think, to have it as a start. So yeah, and I want to say thanks for watching if you endured, and I will do this video kind of like the old days. I will not cut much. I'm not perfect at that. This is like the very first time I've done a thing like that. And if you have questions about that set, because I forgot probably half of it because I'm kind of nervous, feel free to post them below in the below the description of that video, and ask me what you want to know about that set. And maybe also feel free, if you want to see more unboxings, to mention some box sets that you would love to see an unboxing from, or an artist that you would love to see an unboxing from. And if you have basically any good idea about, or for the channel itself, feel free to mention it. Yeah, so thank you for watching, thanks for your support, and stay cool and listen to jazz.